Hi everyone. Welcome to Hot Seat with Cognizant Clay. I am your host, Clay Terrio. Today on the show we have Kelsey Hartman. Kelsey was born with one arm due to limb difference. She is a cheerleader and a student in nursing at Ball State University. She is also the founder of the BeYOUtiful Campaign, which focuses on body positivity. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear
Uh, yes, I can. Yeah, perfectly actually. Just good. I like the wall color.
me? Thanks.
I love purple. It's my favorite color. So
Yeah.
yeah, well, first of all, Kelsey, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it's I've checked out a few of your videos and I thought you would be a fun interview, so here we are. Well, first of all, how are you doing during all this quarantine, all this COVID craziness?
I've been okay. I work at the hospital, one of the local hospitals in my town. So I've been, taking care of some COVID patients, and I've gotten to see like how COVID actually affects people. Um, but other than that, I've been enjoying more time with my family since we can't really go anywhere. So that's been kind of nice.
Yeah, for sure. And then the that's probably a kind of a like a reality check, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like it is a rough thing, and a lot of people aren't taking it seriously, and it's
Yeah.
sad because it really does affect a lot of people. So, for my guests who don't know, Kelsey, you were born with one arm, and doctors aren't sure exactly how, but in your video there, you said the circulation was cut off in the womb, and it just didn't fully develop.
Mhm.
What kinds of challenges are you presented with due to the limb difference?
Um, well, I've mentioned in a few videos before that I don't have a ton of things that I have issues with because I was born this way. Like I've grown up getting used to doing things my own way. There are a few things that I have challenges with, um, like tiny little things like putting jewelry on or like earrings, stuff like that. I have trouble with, but I always have my family to help me out.
Right.
Um, but yeah, most things in life I don't have many issues with. I just kind of try and figure it out my own way. Do it a little different than most people.
Exactly, and I can relate. Like I have muscular dystrophy. I was born with it. I didn't get diagnosed till 9 months, but you kind of just deal with it, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
you do what you can, and it's I find I don't get down on myself, and I'm sure you're the same way. You are who you are, and you just got to manage it.
Yeah.
Um, and you said in the videos like you went to a Catholic school and then your friends accepted you, and then in public school it was a little different. You had a bit of the bullying, so you went back to the Catholic system.
Mhm.
How do you think that your faith has helped you cope, and what lessons does it teach you to go through life positively?
Well, growing up as a Christian, I've always been taught that we should love one another, for who we are. It doesn't matter if we have differences, we're all children of God. And just having that loving relationship with God has really helped me to love myself. And because I love myself now, I want others to be able to love themselves and like not have to go through what I went through with the bullying and like the low self-esteem. So I think just having my faith and knowing that there are people who love me, that's really helped me to help others to love themselves.
Right, and it's definitely a lot of good lessons in Christianity. I'm not religious myself, but I just love all the different religions and all the teachings. Like whether you're religious or not, I think a lot of the lessons you can follow, and like you say, do unto others what you would do to them, and just treat everyone the same because we're all children of God or whatever you follow, and it is a beautiful thing. Over the course of your life, who has helped you stay positive and motivated?
I would say my family, definitely. They've always supported me throughout my whole life. They've never treated me like I was different. If I wanted to try a new sport or something, they would just be like, "All right, go ahead. We'll help you any way you can." And most of the time they would let me try and do things on my own, like try it my way first before helping so that I can try and figure it out. So I feel like that helped me out a lot. I was able to learn how to do things my own way, and just really pushing me to try new things. I was a cheerleader for 10 years, and my mom, she was so supportive with that. She came to all my practices. She signed me up for like private tumbling lessons and stuff like that. And when I told her I wanted to be a college cheerleader, she just helped me even more, like encouraged me and told me like I can do anything I put my mind to. So,
Exactly. And you really do touch on a lot of the cheerleading in your videos.
mhm.
You had said like ever since you were a young girl, you always wanted to. You thought they were so cool and
Yeah.
just the stunts they did were cool. And why were you so interested in cheerleading? What was it about it that really drew you into it?
I think I just really liked all the spirit and like how happy all the cheerleaders seemed all the time and like supporting the teams. I liked that part of cheerleading. And I also thought, all the tumbling and the stunting skills were just so cool and how they were able to put up all these pyramids with just people. And like, so I really liked it. And I knew like I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah, and when you were little, like, do you remember? It might be hard since you were such a young girl, but do you remember the feeling like when you started? Like, what was it about it when you started doing it that you liked so much? Like, what was your favorite part about it?
I think like actually cheering at the games, like getting the crowd involved and getting like everyone pumped up and just promoting like team spirit. I think that's what I really enjoyed about cheer.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm a big sports fan, and they really do like basketball in the NBA. They have the dancers, NFL is the cheerleaders, and they always get everyone so excited. And
Yeah.
it's a really cool thing. I like the positive aspect of it for sure.
Yeah.
Moving on a bit, so you were a student at Ball State University. In your documentary, you said you are in nursing. What made you decide to go into nursing?
Well, I knew in high school I wanted to do something in the medical field. I've always liked health and nutrition and just improving our bodies the best way we can. And so I originally wanted to do pre physical therapy. So I was an exercise science major. Um, but then I started learning more about nursing. I had a nurse actually come in and talk to one of my classes about what she does. And that made me really interested in it. And I was like, wow, I've never thought about nursing. That sounds really cool. And so I switched over to nursing and I ended up loving all of the classes. And so I'm really thankful that I switched to nursing.
For sure, and it is a cool thing. What's your favorite part about it? I'm just curious about that.
I would say getting to interact with all the different patients. I get to see new people almost every shift and get to talk to them and listen to their stories and just kind of help them to feel better. That's my goal every shift. I want to impact somebody's life.
Definitely. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's cool. I like that because it is fun to help people, and it makes you feel so good that you might make a difference in someone's life. And I think that's a beautiful thing. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I just love hearing people's stories, and
Yeah.
it's really fascinating to see. So I have a little segment here that I do with my guests called Rapid Fire. I
Okay.
just ask a few random questions. You do your best. Don't be too hard on yourself. I find a lot of people freeze and are like, "Oh God, what do I say?" Um, who you're from Indiana, right?
Mhm.
Just to be sure. Okay. Who would be your favorite person from Indiana?
Okay, I'm pretty sure like a famous person.
Yeah, or just
Okay.
anyone you look up to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, a famous person. I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson is from Indiana. I think he was
Yeah.
from Gary. I think so. So yeah, I really like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, for sure. And that's he was so great.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to eat?
Chicken. I love chicken strips, chicken nuggets, anything chicken.
Yep, I like that. I like that answer. So aside from the nursing and the cheerleading, you also like singing. Who are some of your musicians or bands that are your main inspirations, the ones you look up to the most?
I really love Patsy Cline. I love all of her music. She's a big inspiration for me. I also like Leanne Rhymes and Casey Musgraves and Cam. I would say those are the singers that I really look up to.
Yeah, and then you had said in one of your videos, Nick Jonas, I believe, as well as one of your favorites, right? Or is that kind of was that kind of a phase?
Um, I don't know. I don't remember saying that, but I like the Jonas Brothers, so.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I think it was like in your first like introductory video, it was what's your favorite song right now? And I think it was one
Oh
by
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. If you could be any person, living or dead, for a day, who would you choose?
I could meet. Well, I guess I would meet Patsy Cline since she's such a big music inspiration for me. I'd love to hear more of her story and kind of her music inspiration, what inspired her to get into music and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that answer. I'm just gonna get back into the questions here a little bit. So I saw on your Instagram you started what's called the BeYOUtiful campaign,
Mhm.
and that's just like a self-awareness thing, self-love. Can you talk me through just a little bit what that is and why you chose to do it?
I actually started the campaign because I got involved with the Miss America organization. And part of the pageant, you have to pick like a social impact or a social initiative that's something that's important to you. And so mine was celebrating all body types. And so I thought, once the pageant was over, I was like, I kind of want to get more involved with this and do something more with it. So I started the campaign called BeYoutiful. And I've actually gone to a few schools and talked with like kindergarten classrooms. I read them a book called Uniquely Me. It's about a little boy who was born with one hand, and he goes and discovers, like why he's different and that it's okay that he's different. And so I just kind of share with the little kindergartners about my story and body positivity and just that we should accept others even though they have differences and that we're all different and that that's okay.
Awesome. Well, thanks for starting that. That's good to hear because as someone like I've got scoliosis because of my disability, and when I was younger, I was like scared what people would think. And then my mom took modeling when she was in her teens. She didn't do it as a career because she just didn't like the like back then it was more kind of clicky and she just didn't like that, but she told me like don't worry about what you look like. She goes everybody has their differences and it doesn't matter who you are is people need to learn to accept you. So I really like that you did that. Just for a little more information, how can people support it? Like what's the Instagram handle for that?
The handle is at B and then it's U spelled out like YOU and then to full and then it's an underscore campaign underscore.
Awesome. Okay. I'll definitely link that when I post the video so that people can, because I like that. That's a very good thanks again for doing that because I like seeing stuff like that for sure.
Hmm.
What other advocacy groups or charities are dear to your heart? Like which ones do you support? And I don't necessarily mean support financially. I just mean like which ones are important to you?
Definitely the Lucky Finn Project. They're a nonprofit organization that focuses on limb differences, and they're the page that I found in high school when I was really down on myself for being different. I found them in high school and I realized that there's so many other people out there like me with a limb difference. And so it really encouraged me to just love myself for who I am and accept my body. And so just yeah, definitely the Lucky Finn Project. I've been following them I think since freshman year of high school and they've just really helped with my self-esteem a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely check them out. Maybe reach out to them for an interview because I have heard of it, but I haven't really, I haven't done my research on it necessarily. But that's a good one for sure.
Mhm.
So obviously, right now with all the shutdowns and quarantine, it's hard on everyone, and we're all a little down sometimes because it's just so different. How do you think people can continue to raise awareness for the disabled community during this time of like uncertainty, if you will?
I think, I mean, doing things like this, getting people to do interviews and just sharing people's stories through social media, just bringing more awareness and um, like letting people know, like, this is my story and I want to hear your story. What's your life like? And like, we can just all talk about each other and encourage each other. I think social media has actually helped me a lot because that's where I've found a lot of people who are like me, and just hearing their stories has really encouraged me a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it is important to do. And I think we're kind of almost closer than we ever have been, because my dad was saying the other day, he said, well, we're so lucky we have the technology we have, because if this happened in the 80s, we'd all be lost. Like,
Yeah.
we'd be paying for phone cards left, right, and center to be able to phone our friends and
Yeah.
family. So it's definitely cool. Well, that's about all I have for you, Kelsey. Thanks again for doing this. I appreciate you helping me raise the awareness.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, of course. I'll send a link out when it's posted.
All right. That
All
sounds
right. You
good.
have yourself a good one.
All right. Thanks. You too.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.